In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at David Kouadio and how he's able to drive to the rim and some of the things that he does that you could do as well to become really successful. David is a fantastic passer, but he's a fantastic finisher. You need to be able to do both when you're attacking the rim, because what happens is you're going to attack the rim, you're going to get lots of defense, and you're either going to have to finish on multiple defenders or kick it out for an easy shot. So let's get down. Let's check out what David Kouadio does really well and you can do as well. Really quickly, make sure to go check out my basketball shooting workout down in the description below. Okay, so in this clip, when he attacks the basket, look at how many defenders that he collapses. He has 3 defenders on him. Look at his head. He's keeping his eyes up. He's noticing that he's probably noticing that he's got a cutter on this side, but he also has an open shooter over here. And that's exactly what he does. He looks for the three-point shooter, Andrew, in the corner, and Andrew was able to hit that three-point shot. Fantastic job to Andrew and David. Now in this clip, David has the ball at the point. He spins off of his man. He uses his off arm. You can kind of see it right there that he's using his off arm to keep that defender behind him. He gets the angle to the basket. He's able to do that by getting his shoulder in front of the shoulder of that defender. And now that defender is running alongside David. He could have done a snatch back. He could have done a lot of different things. Player 10 from the other team decided to play help defense, which is usually a smart idea, but when that happens, this man needs to drop down. This man needs to drop down to guard these 2 guys. That didn't happen. David was able to notice that when he attacked the basket, and he was able to get it to our 6'4", 6'5" center. Keep in mind, these guys are 13 years old. And then Kyle, I was able to get that layup. Being able to notice who's open when you're attacking the rim is super important. A lot of players who are younger will keep their heads down and they will only say, I am driving to the basket, I need to finish at the rim. However, that's not the right case or not the right decision every single time. You can see that we ran this option multiple times where we have Kyle in the low post on the opposite side of the drive and then a three-point shooter in the corner. This allows us to then collapse either the ball side or the help side defender, and depending on what happens, and David knows this because no matter what happens, you're going to have either one player open here, you're going to have a player open here on the opposite post, or if this guy drops down and plays actual help defense, you can do a skip pass out to here, Etienne, for the three-point shot, because the guy who's on the weak side wing up here is going to be ball watching. At the youth level, that's what happens. Weak side ball watches. So you're either going to have an open layup, open 3, or open 3 on the opposite side. You've got 3 options when you drive, or you can finish right at the rim. And that is the mindset that you need to have when you attack the rim in basketball. Now watch when he attacks the rim here. We're actually going to be watching all of the small things that he does. First, he uses his off arm and he keeps his head up. Watch how much control he has on this ball as well. He takes that ball from his waist, his hand releases it right below the knee. He's controlling that ball that entire time. The reason why this is important is a lot of players will dribble the ball and they'll release the ball right here, which means that there's all this space between the ball getting released and the ground. This allows the defender to get his hand in there and steal it. But if you've got control of the ball all the way down until about a foot from the floor, that is going to allow you to be able to have greater control. We can see that this player over here was trying to reach in and steal that ball, but because David's hand was on the ball at knee height, that was an unsuccessful attempt. He takes one more dribble, he gets his shoulders lower than the defender's shoulders, and this allows him to get that angle to the basket. Notice how he was able to take a step in front of that defender, got his shoulder into the chest of that defender. The defender's arms fouled him. He went up with 2 hands, but only one hand fell off the ball, and he got that layup without the foul call. By using his body to protect the ball against a taller, bigger defender, he was able to get that shot off, that layup off, over top of the longer armed and taller player. Now here when he's driving to the rim, obviously this isn't a fast break, but he had a very big player who was in front of him. He gets his body in front of that player, keeps that ball away, and he has enough control and of course touch around the rim to be able to make that shot. That's very important. You have to, and I'm going to tell you right now, no player trains this except for David and a few others like Keneal, but you have to be able to finish at the rim in multiple different ways. You can't always just go up for a straight layup. You need to be able to contort your body to be able to get layups sometimes, and that's exactly what we see here. Now again, David attacks the rim here, uses his off arm to try to clear out the defender, gets his shoulder in front, takes 2 long steps. This is another tip that you need to be able to do, and that is big steps towards the basket. You can't be attacking the rim with small steps. You need big steps. And this is what will allow you to get to that rim. But also, watch, he has the ball at his waist for a second. That's probably to get more power to get up into his layup. And he finishes really high, but he keeps the ball away from his body, away from reaching defenders. And that was what was allowing him to finish this play. And then, of course, here he gets the offensive rebound, and he goes up with 2 hands, and he finishes with the and one. Of course, finishing with 2 hands with contact is going to help you score more points in your next game. I hope that this video has helped you be able to become a better player when you're driving towards the rim. These tips that David does, he's a 13-year-old player. He's one of the better 13-year-old players in Canada. And these tips that are tips that you can use as well, especially if you're 12, 13, 14 years old. These tips will help you score more points. I hope that this video has helped you. If it has, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.